Hi guys. Okay, so today I'm making granola, and the reason I'm feeling a little emotional about this is some of you know, if you follow me, my husband passed away about 3.5 months ago. We were married 51 years, so it's been quite an adjustment for me. And today I'm making granola, and I have not made any granola since he passed because he loved my granola, and I made a batch every single week for him. He loved it for breakfast. I am not a big granola. Hi, guys. Okay, so today I'm making granola, and the reason I'm feeling a little emotional about this is some of you know, if you follow me, my husband passed away about 3.5 months ago. We were married 51 years, so it's been quite an adjustment for me. And today I'm making granola, and I have not made any granola since he passed because he loved my granola, and I made a batch every single week for him. He loved it for breakfast. I am not a big granola eater, but my daughter's coming with it. It's really important to get organic oats, and Quaker oats is rated the most heavily pesticide sprayed of all the oats. So don't buy anything Quaker oats. I get my oats from my natural food section of my grocery store at the best. They almost always have organic oats and very reasonable. I mean, they're priced at like 69 cents a pound. So this recipe I'm making is half, but the full recipe calls for 8 cups. So that's quite a bit of oats. Now, it calls for slivered almonds. I did not have any today. And so I put in pumpkin seeds instead, so you guys can see. Also calls for sunflower seeds, which I did have. And so I've got coconut in there too. So you can leave it out if you don't like coconut. So it's coconut, and today it's sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds and my oatmeal. So I've put this in here in a dry mix in a big bowl because I want to have a lot of room to mix it around. And so what makes the moisture here is coconut oil. And so I use coconut oil. I use raw honey. This came from a friend of mine who raises bees. This is awesome. And then some vanilla extract. And that's really it. But I do heat up the coconut oil and the honey a little bit in the microwave because it needs to be liquid, right? It needs to be melted. And so I'm just going to stir this in. And as I'm pouring, I'm going to be stirring because you want to have all of this coated really well. And I will tell you that the key here is to make sure you don't overcook it. So it burns very easily. And so the recipe calls for 350 oven and about 15 minutes. And then I stir it. And then I will give it another 10 minutes maybe. My husband likes it a little darker than I do. I'm kind of golden brown. So I just kind of keep an eye on it. So that's my caution to you guys, is keep an eye on this on the second half. And of course, all of our ovens are a little different, right? So I'm just going to mix this in really good and coat it really good. Now I'm putting parchment paper on my cookie sheet because you could put nonstick spray on there. Parchment paper makes it so easy because another thing I can give you a tip is when you take this out of the oven, because of the honey, it's sticky, right? And so you let it cool a little bit, but if you let it cool all the way, you're going to have big giant clumps, and then it's going to be challenging. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this, and you guys can't see this, but I'm pouring it on my parchment paper. And again, it'll cook for about 15 minutes. I'll check it, I'll stir it, and then I will cook a little bit longer, maybe 10 minutes. The full recipe makes 2 cookie sheets full, makes a lot. So when my kids were home and I made this every week for them, then I made the whole batch. Now, the way I like to eat it, because I don't like cereal in the morning necessarily. It's not enough protein for me. I need protein in the morning. And so what I do is I sprinkle it on some Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, and then maybe put some blueberries on top of there or something like that. And that I really like for breakfast because the Greek yogurt gives me almost 20 grams of protein. And it's a great way to start the day with some protein. Remember, you want to start the day with protein. The boxed cereals, you should probably have my dog running around here. The boxed cereals are terrible, you guys. They have so many preservatives in them. Here's my cookie sheet, pull this up. But the boxed cereals are really bad. You have a full aisle of boxed cereals, right? And they all have preservatives in them. They're very high in carbohydrates. And I will tell you The granola that you buy in the grocery store is so high in sugar, I've read the labels. So here's a tip for you reading labels. When it says 4 grams of sugar on the label or 4 grams of carbohydrate, that is 1 teaspoon of sugar. So if you're looking at a label, and let's say it has 12 grams of sugar in it, that's 3 teaspoons of sugar. So these granola is really famous for being really high in sugar. So that's one reason to make your own. Big box cereals, I want you to think about the factory they're made in, right? Where was the what was it originally? This is as close to real as you can get. I mean, you'd have to get into maybe steel cut oats, or then the next step would be groats. Oat groats is what I used to be my horse. So, when you get into these processed cereals that are flattened, that are flaked and everything, there's a lot of heat. There's a lot of manufacturing going on with them. So I really don't recommend cereals for breakfast at all. And again, I love starting the breakfast day with protein. It stabilizes your blood sugar for the rest of the day. You're not going to be craving carbohydrates the rest of the day. If you start with something like a bowl of cereal in the morning, you're going to go up and then you're going to come down, and then you're going to have that craving. Starbucks is really packed at around 10 or 11 in the morning, right? People are already like, I need more sugar. I need more stimulation. So you don't want that peak and then dropping off. So like I do, I put probably maybe 1/4 of a cup on 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt and do it that way. And then I get, I love the taste of the granola. I mean, I love the flavor of the granola, but I do need the protein as well. So this is going to go in the oven at 350, and I'll keep an eye on it. And I will, when I get done, I will post, when this video goes up, I will post a recipe up above where I have my little title, and I'll give you guys the recipe. I'll give you the full recipe, which again is 8 cups, makes a lot. It makes 2 cookie sheets full of granola. So that's great for a family. And if you want more tips like this, make sure and follow me on Divine Farmer Health.